I know it's early. I know it's early. I know it's early for this live. And I know you're like, hey, look, man, why so early? Because I want to make sure that you get this information early before school. I want to make sure you get this information before you do anything, before you brush your teeth, before you go out the door. Why is this information in particular is important? Is because I want to make sure that their emotions are intact. So that means that I know it's Friday. I know that after today is the weekend, and I want to make sure that these things that I'm about to give you for your emotions are intact for the whole week. So when the new week come of school, you are in place. You are doing the things that we're about to discuss today. And the thing that we're about to discuss today is on emotions. Because most times when I'm mentoring young men, I'm noticing that there's a lot of emotions and not how to navigate, not how to give that emotion a name or give that emotion a word. And I see it so much, but the one thing that I see is that when they go home, it can be something else. It can be turned into something else, or it can transform into something else. So that's why I want to make sure that I give you information, not only as a parent, as a guardian, so we can help young men be able to navigate these things that we call emotions. So before I get into the information, my name is William Jackson, and I'm with New Steps Foundation. So my organization is to help young men make sure they reach their full potential, not only at school, in their career, and at home, and with friends. Mainly with friends, also too, is because we want to make sure that we are giving them the understanding that when you're with your friends, it's okay to tell them how you feel. Meaning not going with the crowd, meaning also that y'all are communicating as two individuals that they say or y'all say that y'all are friends or y'all locked in, right? So that's the term that I wanted to let you know is that you have the ability to go about making the right decision. So let's get into our message that we have. We're not going to be long. This live is not going to be long. This is our first podcast, so we're very excited about that. So the thing that I want to let you know also is that hey, we're going to be doing this every Friday, so just let us know how you would like this. Is that on Fridays, is this what we're going to dedicate to you, which is going live. So we're going to give our message during the week, and then we're going to go live once a week. Or we may go once, we may go live every 2 weeks, or we'll figure it out as a community and how we go about doing this. So the first thing I want to know is how to help your youth build emotions, how to help them with their emotions, right? So I know it's a lot going on. You say, man, we got school, we got papers, we got not only papers, then we got friends in the hallway, we got teachers' expectations, mom expectations. I know you got a lot to go, you got a lot to deal with. And you're like, how do I go about doing what I need to do and then still giving my best at home, giving my best at school? I got you. I got you. I got you. So as your mentor and as your guided person on YouTube, and I want to let you know that, let's go right into the message. So the first thing I want to let you know is I have my notes right here because I want to make sure that when we go through this, we are going through this with the expectation that we're following every single point and that we are going through the process to give you great information. So no more delay. So building your emotions, your emotional awareness and understanding it. Let's say, for instance, you may be mad about class. You don't like the teacher. You don't like the way the teacher is coming at you. You don't like the way the teacher is giving the class the information or explaining the subject. The one thing that you want to do is spaz out in front of your friends, your peers. And then when you spaz out in front of them, what happens is you get an applaud from it. Not only do you get an applaud from it, you get things that they're going to give you, which is what's the thing? They're gonna give you applause for it and they're gonna just cheer you on to what you're doing or about doing. But the one thing that I want to let you know is that don't do that to get an applause from them. Talk to your teacher. This is how you manage the emotion, right? So the emotion that you're gonna feel right now is you're gonna feel anger. You're gonna feel um, like you want to be able to get get your emotion out, right? You want to be able to get this emotion out, and by talking to the teacher, which is an adult, a certain kind of way, you may want to just curse them out. You may want to just, talk to them in a way where it's going to get applause from your student and your peers. But the one thing that I want to let you know is that the way you can attack this emotion back is by understanding that how can I talk to my man in a way where I don't embarrass him, or I don't try to make myself look like something that I'm not, or give a interpretation of who I am of my brand that I don't need to. So the thing that I would advise you to do is that, hey, I don't either raise your hand in class or talk to that teacher after class about the subject at hand that you're dealing with. Now, if it's at school, if it's at home, the one thing I would recommend that you actually talk to your parent about is how you can help me navigate these emotions that I'm feeling in such a way where I don't get the interpretation from people making it seem like my brand is something that is uncontrolled. It's out of control with their emotions. When you are in control with everything that you have, I want you to be always under control, that you have the ability to control you. That's what I want you to learn today. You have the ability to control you. Because if you let something external control you, what happens is you saying that to that external thing is that you have more control over me than I have of myself. I don't want you to do that. You are a young man that with these things that people are looking at you a certain way, no matter what color you are, you're white, brown, Hispanic. If you, I don't know what color you are, but I just want you to know as a young man, it is best to understand your emotions right now and navigate through your emotions. And the way you can go about being more aware of them is by giving them a name. Give them a name of how I feel. You don't have to tell nobody the name of how you feel. It's just more of, hey, I'm not happy right now. You don't have to tell them that, but just go through the process of how do I go from not feeling happy about school to go from feeling happy about school. The way you can go about not feeling happy about school and then feeling happy is the way you can just say, what am I feeling right now about school? Is it the kids that's in school who I really don't like to be around, but I know I got to be around them? Is it the bus ride? Why I don't like to be around these kids on the bus ride? Why is that? Okay. Is it just they talk too much? They're loud. They're they just start things with class, or they start things with other students on the bus. What is it? You got to find that one thing, that true thing that is going to help you navigate these emotions. Because what happens is, if you don't navigate them now, I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10 that these emotions is going to grow root into you, and then it's going to go about having you do something else that you don't want to do. It can lead to jail. It can lead to hurting somebody. And if you don't have control over you, somebody else will. Somebody else truly will. So healthy strategies to help you develop these emotions. So remember what we was talking about? We was talking about like how to navigate when you're sad, happy, mad, and how to go about doing that. So the first thing to help you with your strategy is, one, have a plan for how you want to wake up. Have a plan for how you want to direct your day. Have a plan for what are you going to say in the hallway? What are you going to say with your teacher? What are you going to say with other students? And how do you want to be? And how do you want to be seen are all one thing that talks about your emotions. So if you want to be seen as a person who is sporadic, out of control, then the one thing I would advise you to do is have a plan. Your main focus should be, okay, so how do I want to deal with kids on the bus, in the hallways, and also in class? So let's go with the bus first. So with the bus is that you got to get on there, sit down, wait for other students to get on. And then when you do that, what happens is you need to know who's who getting on the bus. If you know the ones that loves to play, you know the ones that loves to cause trouble on the bus and they sit in the back, don't sit in the back. Sit in the middle or sit in the front. That's how you can navigate the emotions. You can get ahead of your emotions so you don't feel so flustered, or you don't feel like so anxiety or anxious about something that you don't even have to deal with. Next, I would say the hallways. If you know that there's a particular hallway in your school that causes so much trouble in your school, then you don't need to walk down the hallway. You need to be saying, hey, Mr. Will, this is the hallway that we have to walk down, right? Okay, cool. So what can you go about doing to make sure that this hallway is something that you actually can deal with on a regular basis and not have to feel some kind of way when you go down there, like anxious or feared or fear? One thing that you have to deal with as a young man is, I would say, navigate. You know whose locker that you need to watch out for. You know who person that you need to look out for. So make sure that you are ready for that. Make sure you are ready for that to deal with that. Now, when you're in class, that's a different subject. If you know everybody that clowns around and sits in the back, don't sit in the back. It doesn't make sense for you, someone who wants to learn, someone who wants to get a bright education, to go straight to the back. I know that you want to be with your peers, and I know that you want to have a friend, but those friends that sit in the back of the class is not ready for class. They're not prepared for class. They're not looking to learn something in class. That's why they sit in the back. So I would advise you to sit in the front or the midway up front. If you don't want to sit too close to the board, because it's best for you to, basically what I'm saying to you today, if you don't get nothing else, is that I need you to understand that overall, you have control of your emotions as a young man. You have control over everything that goes around in your life. The way you can go about doing that is preparing your mind for it and preparing your actions to respond in a proper manner so you can be able to navigate and overcome the things that's in your way. As a youth mentor, the one thing I want young men to understand in our organization is that your life has value. The things that you do has value. And if you don't put value or emphasis on it, nobody else will, and nobody else is going to care about you as much as you do. So I would advise you to care more about the things that you do in life, the things that you say in life, and the things that make you react a certain way in life so you can be able to have a better way of doing things. So I want you to be great. I want you to go after the things that you want to go after, but it all starts with your emotions, how you do things, how you do certain things, because people can see you in a way or in a manner that he is out of control, so I can't really depend on him or I can't follow him or her because you don't know how they're going to feed, you don't know how they're going to feel in any kind of way. So I will advise you to manage the emotion, recognize the emotion, and attack that emotion before it attacks you. Let's go. Ah, dun, dun. You may be dun, 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 dun. Working 9 to 5.